Hey everybody, how you doing? Just doing a live stream here to just kind of keep my face and my name out there. Let everybody know that I'm okay. A lot of the people that follow me on YouTube, if I don't make a video after a few days, they start to send me messages and ask me if I'm okay. And right now, yeah. So I just thought I'd make a big video to talk to everybody and let everyone know what's going on. Kind of fill some people in on the latest news that I've been hearing. Got some people saying hi here. How you doing? Wow, I am really tired and sore today. I'll explain why. I'm not complaining. I'm happy. I feel like I spent 8 hours in the gym yesterday. Alright, got a few people here. Good to see you all. Glad you're here. Hope everybody's doing well. You can't see it, but I'm hauling a 10 by 20 foot trailer with me right now. It's empty, so it's not as tough to maneuver. Yesterday was full, so as a lot of you know, I used to have real jobs. Worked for 5 years full-time as a crash fire rescue firefighter, farmers insurance agency, got agent of the year, had a big office with a big window, 2 producers that worked for me, assistant, suit, tie, the whole 9 yards. Then time after I started going through all that stuff, I pretty much had to start finding alternative ways for employment just to make a living. So let's see here. I've got, is that Goodyear or Avondale PD on my left right here? Avondale and Avondale. Hey, they waved at me. Hopefully they're the good guys in Avondale. I don't know. That almost looked like Officer Miranda. Officer Miranda was the one that read me my Miranda rights, but I don't know. I couldn't tell. Couldn't tell those tinted windows. But I waved at them and they waved back and smiled, so that was nice. Look like the I don't know if you could tell, if you could see in the video. Hold on, Willis. The one officer had like a detective. Not gonna let me over, but when you're driving a big trailer, everybody wants to get in front of you. They don't want to be stuck behind the slow trailer. So, and I lost all my viewers. I'm gonna put this back up in the window here. So like, not even 4 or 5 minutes away from my house and I lose connection. Said that my device overheated. Even though I got my air on 60 degrees in this truck, and it works perfectly. 95 here in Arizona today, the west side of Arizona. Anyway, I left off talking about I used to have real jobs, and I've had to learn how to just to manage to get through life, pay bills, pay rent. Lost just about everything I own in the process, and just try to find a way to keep scraping by. Yeah, and one of the ways that I do that is I buy storage units that have failed to pay. Just like the show Storage Wars. I'm sure some of you have seen that show. You don't find a car or like diamond rings or a hovercraft or all the crazy stuff that they show in the episodes. Every time you find a lot of junk, you end up throwing up 2 dumpsters full of stuff. And that's what I did yesterday. Bought one last week. That one was okay. This one I bought yesterday was really interesting. When you go through a storage unit, it's almost like a crime scene investigation. You go through one box after another, and each box tells you a little bit of the person's story, why they lost their storage unit, what they did in life, kind of who they were as a person, going through their personal things. You know, you're going through there to look for money, look for jewelry, look for anything of value that you can resell, and you just you just find a lot of interesting stuff. So the one I bought yesterday was 15 feet wide by 24 feet deep. And some of these ones in Arizona, you don't actually get to go to the live auction and look in. You have to buy it online. And you just have to look at the photos that they have and trust that they took good enough photos, you know, that you can't see it like you can in person. So this unit I bought yesterday, it was a lot more full than it looked like in the photos. There's literally probably 20,000 pounds of stuff in this thing. Every single box in there was really heavy. And so far I've gone through about half of it. I'm on my way back right now to get the rest of it. And the first load, you never know where you're gonna find these things. I got in there, in the photos you could see like one washer or dryer. When I opened the door yesterday, I go inside and there are a total of 7 washers and dryers, not 14, you know, like 7 sets, but like I think it was 2 dryers and 5 washing machines. And then there was a ton of boxes, so I took all the heaviest boxes out first. So now I have in my garage, I've got like a small appliance store. And as I'm going through the boxes yesterday, apparently the guy was an audiophile, loved stereo equipment. There is literally tons of vintage stereo equipment, audio receivers, tape decks, CD, DVD, laser disc players, VHS, equalizers, surround sound speaker systems. There were like 6 or 7 laptops, some of them in boxes that had never been opened, never been used. MacBook, a lot of HP stuff. Boxes and boxes of baseball cards and memorabilia, which, thank God, there was some good stuff in there. There were an autographed magazine, Mickey Mantle, autographed photo of Ted Williams, some unopened video games, which on eBay, if you're going to sell video games, you want them to be unopened. People collect those things, they sell for more. So there's some decent stuff in there. I don't know if I'm going to get rich from this one, but I still have to go through the rest of the stuff. There's Cabbage Patch dolls. There's all kinds of collectible kind of stuff in there. And you know, that's all great. But the other thing I found in there was some evidence that this guy was running an escort service here in Phoenix, which an escort service is legal, you know, just I think it is. Men paying for dates with women that they're not supposed to involve sex. It's supposed to be just a date. But you know, I'm pretty sure we all know that that's not, you know, that it's more than that. The guy had scripts for when people would call into their office. Like, this is a big setup. They had hand receipts, specially made hand receipts. I missed my exit, damn it. Specially made hand receipts for when people would call in and ask for a woman, and there was like a checklist of types of women that they would request. You know, blonde with this or that, Asian, this, that, blah, 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 on and on. And they were literally like these hand receipts that were like this big, and they were perforated, and one, they would take, I don't know how exactly they did it, but it had like the name of their business, customer's name, the girl's name. One goes to the office, one goes with the person for a receipt. They had like a script for when people would call in. Whoever was answering the phone would read this script, and it was like a conversation that they would have between the caller and the operator. It was weird. I never knew that was a thing like that. I mean, I did, but I've never witnessed like how that operates. I'm pretty sure this guy was producing porn too. There were some business cards that said like Exotic Productions. I'm not going to say that's his name. But yeah, there was a ton of stuff in there that pretty much the largest collection of porn DVD videos I've ever seen in my life. Which again, that's not illegal, but it's a sketchy situation because, you know, we all know that not everybody doing that is doing it willingly. Some people are trafficked, some people do it willingly, they sign off, but then they're forced or coerced, or threatened to take part, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's been a weird unit. I've seen some, I've lost count how storage units I bought. I used to do it all the time in California. I had a 6,000 square foot warehouse. Buy 2 or 3 at a time, bring it all back to the warehouse, separate everything, put stuff into the antique store up front, the 2,000 square feet up front, and you know, run our day-to-day shop Monday through Friday, brick and mortar, antique and collectible shop, and then the other stuff in the back. Some stuff would go on eBay, some stuff would get put on pallets and go to the local auction. Some stuff would go to the swap meet. We called it triage. Separate everything and take it to the area that that needs to be sold at. And I've gone through a lot of stuff. I bought a unit one time that was that belonged to an old high school friend. He was a couple years ahead of us, but going through that unit, I realized who it was and saw that his life had just gone downhill. There were syringes in there. There were well, I won't go too much into detail of that one, but it was pretty sad seeing what had happened in that guy's life. This one has been pretty interesting. Super dusty. I don't think anybody had been in this thing in like 10 years. Let's see here. Oh, do I need to get over? Yeah. This guy gonna let me over? Thanks, buddy. So yeah, so I've got 7 washers and dryers, probably 100 electronic devices, stereo equipment, computers, tons of sports memorabilia. Got almost all that sorted through yesterday. I spent probably about 12 hours working on that. I'm on my way to go back and get the rest of it now, and then go through the triage process and try to get it all sold, try to make some money, just like on Storage Wars. The last one I did, there were a couple what I thought were gold and platinum wedding rings, and then I used I have a diamond tester. It's just a little like a pin shaped thing. Put AA battery and AAA batteries in it. It's got a little metal point on it, and you test the diamond with it. It tells you if it's real or not. And I was really hoping that they were real, because one of them was like probably a 3 or 4 carat diamond, if it was actually a diamond. And then I tested it, and it didn't give me the beep I wanted. It gave me a wah wah wah. That would have been like a 30,000 ring, and that would have really helped out. We'll hope we find one of those in the rest of this. All right, in other news, just thought people would like to hear about that. It's kind of fun. Go through a storage unit, it's like Christmas. You're just opening up boxes one after another, hoping there's something good in there, not socks, which I found boxes of socks in there too. But boxes of socks, boxes of clothes, boxes of paperwork saved that they don't need. Okay, so in other news. I've been documenting organized stalking and harassment, gang stalking, illegal targeting of American citizens and other citizens around the world. Which I know that kind of sounds like, I only care about the United States. I don't. I care about everyone. We're all people. We're all human beings. But I'm an American citizen. I was an airman. Swore an oath to the Constitution to protect my country against enemies, foreign and domestic. And that's been my goal and my mission for, ever since I rose my hand up, swore to do that. And as I've been documenting what's going on, as I was realizing what happened to me when I was a kid, having these memories come up, starting to ask questions, asking my mom some questions, getting ignored, getting gaslit, and then abandoned, pretty much, just gone, no more communication at all. After I was asking these questions and connecting some dots, calling people out, when you do that, if you're dealing with sociopathic or psychopathic narcissists and you figure out their game, and you explain to them exactly what they've been doing to you through your life, they ghost you, they disappear. They want nothing to do with you anymore because they can't manipulate you and control you, psychologically torture you. So as I'm going through all that, people are disappearing in my life, and stalking, harassment, the psychological operations getting worse and worse, gang stalking worse and worse. I didn't give up. I kept pushing forward, kept working hard every day, keep working hard every day, and keep on keeping on. In fact, no matter what, no matter how many death threats I get, no matter how many death attempts are taken on my life, no matter what they do to me, all the different ways that they attack you covertly and overtly, kept doing it. And as I've been doing this, I keep seeing in the news, QAnon drops, Anon information coming through social media, that one after another keeps going on and on and on and on and on. Reports of child trafficking rings being broken down, being charged, investigated, indicted, charged. California, Arizona, Illinois, Michigan, Oklahoma, people with powerful positions, congressmen, senators, some police, not the good ones. There are good police out there. They're the ones that are going after these people that I'm talking about. It's happening. It's really, really happening. There's been a report of, so California, China Lake area, I've talked about a lot, and how it's very possible that there are children being kept in these bases underground, and they're being tortured to raise the adrenaline in their system, and then basically being harvested for adrenochrome. Rich, powerful psychopaths to intake that adrenochrome as whatever to them. It's supposed to be like a drug, fountain of youth, whatever it does to them. There's been a lot of news, a lot of reports about that. And latest news that I've gone in during the California power shutdown and rescued 2,100 children from these bases. And it sounds like they rescued them from China Lake. So China Lake is they call it a dust abatement area. The Air Force, the military, Air Force and Navy use it as an area to fly over for dissimilar aircraft training. So like say the Air Force and the Navy want to go do some dogfight training, or the Air Force have F-16s and F-15s, they want to go up train dogfighting with the dissimilar aircraft. They'll go out over China Lake and train. And then that way if one of them crashes, they crash in this dust abatement area, which is a huge landmass that it's pretty flat. There's some hills, mountains around that area, but in the flat part there's like 6 inches to a foot of water to cover this entire area. And if they didn't have the water over that area, then we would have non-stop dust storms in California. So that's the story. We actually, when I worked at the 144th Fighter Wing, we had an F-16 crash. Colonel Best is a personal friend of mine. I mean, we didn't hang out, go out, have beers and stuff like that, but I've gone on TDYs and trained with this guy a lot. He was flying over China Lake, and his engine, which in the F-16 you only Pratt & Whitney, I think, pretty much, was starved for fuel. His engine just quit working, and his went down in China Lake. And redacted information from the heads-up display from that jet. The heads-up display is the weapons video that whenever they go into combat or do anything, or the recording through the system video, it's I don't know if some of you have ever seen in a Corvette, they've got a little hologram kind of thing in front of them that it shows. Just look up HUD system or weapon system video, and it's got like different information on there. Some of it, if you know what redacted is, I'm sure you do if you're watching my channel. Some of that information they don't want visible to the public or to certain people. And we'll just put little black. Am I back? All right, looks like I'm back. Lost my connection there right when I was talking about that. Anyway, I'm not talking about anything classified. I'm just talking about a job that I had some classification to it. Not a big deal. I only had a secret clearance. It's literally the entry-level clearance. Ooh, I just heard something bump back there. What was that? So there's been reports, one after another after another. Investigations, indictments, charges of all kinds of trafficking rings, and each time I read a new story about this happening, the organized stalking and harassment in my own life whittled down, little by little by little by little. It was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen in my life. At one point in my life, it was every minute of the day, 24/7, on my computer, in public, all my social media, my YouTube videos, everything was hacked, non-stop trolling, non-stop mobbing, in stores, businesses, that's the same thing, but every aspect of my life. It was damn near impossible to live through. And each time I see one of these articles or news releases that show that this is ending, or show that these people are getting investigated, getting indicted, and stuff like the FBI has just been admonished, which is ridiculous. Admonished means reprimanded, or basically told not to do it anymore. The FBI is guilty of illegally surveilling and searching 3.1 million American citizens without due process. And I guarantee you I'm one of those. I don't know if it's just the FBI that's responsible. I've talked about the Department of Homeland Security being weaponized along with the FISA court, people being rubber stamped in the FISA court. And the news about the FBI said that the FISA court is the one that admonished the FBI for surveilling and searching American citizens. I think the FISA court needs to answer some questions as well. But it'll all come out in due time. But yeah, it's back down for me. The gang stalking, what? This guy's just sitting here in traffic with his door wide open. I don't know, does that look familiar to anybody? Any that is a targeted individual? It seems ridiculous to just be like, look, this guy's got his door open. But for some reason, that's one of the things they do. They want you to be, like, at every stoplight that I would sit at, somebody would just sit there at the stoplight and then open their door. I'm driving down the street to my house, people are just opening their car door, opening their car door, opening their car door. Garage doors are opening over and over, right as you go by. It's some part of the psyop to make you be in fear that, you know, they're getting into your house, which they do. Illegal searches. 3.1 million American citizens. They just go into their house whenever they feel like it. Sometimes they take things, little things, to let you know they've been there, to irritate you and antagonize you. Just like the Stasi police did in Germany. This is nothing new. It's been done and recorded in history. So this is just another part of history. Alright, well, I'm almost to my destination. I just wanted to do this live stream, do an update, keep everybody informed, let you know what's going on with me. Say this stuff has slowed down. I'm still getting covert death threats. I'm still getting some gang stalking, covert threats, people showing up in front of my house that I've never seen before in my life. At weird times, cars parking in front of the house with their lights on, facing my house. But not as bad as it was. Not as bad as it was. They're really backing off, and I actually their attitude has changed also. They used to be really cocky, really sure of themselves, really just arrogant. Like, oh, we're never gonna get caught doing this, and now they're real skittish. If I get my phone out of my pocket and start walking towards them, man, they take off quick. They used to just sit there, and they would engage with me and try to start some kind of fight, try to start some kind of chaos. Yeah, now, man, they just take off. So they know what's going on. They know that their time is short, and there's people looking out for them, watching what they're doing. They don't want to be called out or caught. They don't want to be caught. All right, that's it for now. thank God we've got QAnon, we've got the white hats in the military and in our government that are doing what they can to end all this nonsense, and I really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the hard work that the American patriots are doing to stop this and bring us back to what the United States is supposed to be like. Hey, post office guy, how you doing? Good, impeccable timing. Post office employee never shows up right when I get somewhere. Never. No, that's sarcasm. That's sarcasm. Yeah, impeccable timing. Flip this around so you guys can. Oh wait, can I flip that around? Maybe not. I thought I could. Oh yeah, right here. Go. All right, Storage Wars live, everybody. Why won't this turn around? There we go. See here. Maneuver this thing down the aisle. You guys want to see in this place? It's kind of fun. I'll leave this on until I open the door and I get to work here. But oh, imagine now we got somebody parked right here. They just happen to be unloading the storage unit. All right. Right next to mine. If anybody's ever backed a 20-foot before, it takes a little bit of practice. Let's see, 47, 46, 45, 4. You ready to help? My dog loves helping me. Look there, he has fun. Let's see. Oh, look. All right, man, let's go show these people the leave that running just in case I didn't aim right here. So, but yeah, I'm at the storage facility directly the Glendale Drive-In Theater. They have the swap meet that I'd love to go to. Great swap meet. So here's my unit right there, number 344. If anybody, if I don't tweet or post something on Facebook later, well, maybe I'll do a live stream later when I get home. But yeah, if I don't back up home later, stream later when I get home. But yeah, if I don't back up home later, come look for me in this storage unit. right, that's the small part of what's left. I got the large part yesterday, but I'm sorry, this one's 10 by 24, not 15 by 24. But it's buffering. Yeah, it could be because I'm in this facility. I don't know. Some good stuff mixed in there. Racks, furniture, Cabbage Patch dolls in the box, doll collection. There was like baby clothes, kinds of toys and stuff in here, and I really hope that this was just this guy's kids stuff. I'm hoping that it wasn't like a Seth Green kind of thing. But look at all these are brand new comforters. Have never been opened. One after another. Dresser. Hopefully there's some stuff in that dresser. I thought there was gonna be something good in this wood box, but it's all papers. I'll have to throw out. All right. Oh yeah, these are baker's racks right here. Those might sell pretty good around the area that I live in. I gotta go. It's time for me to get to work. Get my second day of exercise in. Hope everybody enjoyed the nice stuff. Not all of it. It's there's some junk and there's a lot of dust in here. I looked like, yeah. We'll just say that when I took a shower last night, it was muddy. But you know, it's what it takes. It's what it takes to make it through. Let's hope I find a Mickey Mantle rookie card here and I can pay my taxes and get ahead. So, all right, everybody. Talk to you later. Thanks for showing up.